Yo, peace family. Hope y'all having a good day, a good week. In this video, I want to talk about Yeshua, also known as Jesus the Christ. Now, in the space of this spiritual walk and teaching, there's been a lot of stages for me, and I don't typically delete videos because I like to keep it organic and let people know where I was really at in certain stages. If you find some videos of me online, you might have me very frustrated and even angry with spirituality in context to religion. And I'll say spirituality in context to religion is because religion is birthed from spirituality. Without spirituality, there's no conversation about religion. But from the religion I was raised in, a Christian home, I personally witnessed a lot of idolatry in context to Jesus, aka truly Yeshua, before names were rearranged and things. And I think, not even that, I think from my observation in the space, on digital space, I've noticed a lot of people still have a lot of disgruntles, a lot of frustrations around that conversation. So I wanted to speak into it. And I started noticing that, individuals were still highly flustered about the re-representation of Yeshua and the redisplaying of Yeshua. And we have to also see the the colonial hand in this mix. I think it's very important to see that because without seeing that, a lot of times people want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. And in that context, that basically says there's nothing good in this shit because this shit has been whitewashed. We have to always come to the origin of whatever concepts that we're dealing with. Colonials have never created anything. They've only recreated things based on organic people who've already created them. I'll say it again. Colonials haven't created anything. They've only recreated things that are already reflecting in those who are organic. The cell phone, for example, allows you to connect to a network that allows you to now engage and send exchanges of information with other people. If you're able to align with the divine work, the God within you, you'll be able to send messages, telepathy, to people who are also connected to that same network. So the cell phone is a re-representation of what we already do naturally as organic beings from a spiritual perspective. Now bringing it back to Yeshua, aka Jesus the Christ, the colonials had to show us what their interest was by taking what we've taught them and selling it back to us. We've seen this in culture, we've seen this in sports, we've seen this in religion. These people are the best buyers and sellers, except they don't buy what's given to them for free. It's given to them for free because the organic man understands the quality of truth and spirituality. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. Ubuntu, because you are, I am. Because I am, you are. So there's a correlation of oneness that's embedded in the mind state of, I will call the African, because it's just a term right now that we're using. I know we didn't name ourselves that, but we're going to collectivize under that in this conversation. So with that understood, we can now start to trace the stories of Christ and see it re-represented from first the Ethiopian Christianity, and then even in the Egyptian science of spirituality, you can see the same story re-represented in the life of Horus, aka the son of Isis, aka Mary, and Jesus. So what has happened is people have only the colonizers' history in their remembrance. But if we had all of our true history, we would understand that they are only regurgitating what we've already given them. Therefore, to be mad about a re-representation about your own divine science, it just speaks to the level of awareness that you're living at this moment. No shade. We were all there. Now is for us to reorganize our perception so that when we open this black book, we can see the depth of melanin in it. You understand? How do you do this? Well, you have to first bring yourself to the director's seat. All right, because if you're looking at this scripture and looking at this story and there's all these characters, you have to understand that all these characters are playing a role. And the role of Yeshua, aka Jesus, is that of the higher self. So in the context of scripture, you will see the higher self, aka Jesus, the I am presence within you, speaking to other individuals who are at other states of consciousness and other states of awareness. What does this mean? Well, this means that the only person that can lift you up is your I am. Not another human being. You're not going to see a Messiah in the flesh. You're only going to be the Messiah. Because Christ is never seen. Christ is only experienced. And those who have experienced Christ have only taken that by which they've learned and redisplayed it. So that quality of infinite spirit that we are lives and breathes and has his way in all of us. But some of us are in the way of our own self so that we're not noticing the way of spirit in our own lives. So how does that look? It looks like you're being mad about the context of a story that's illustrating to you your divine strength, your divine power, your I amness, your consciousness. But you're looking at the imageries. You're looking at the icons. You're looking at the theme colors. This shit is Hollywood in religion. So if you take the colors off, and first, you just look at history. History will tell you the colors don't even match. Because how can someone be born in the Middle East and be having pale skin, paler than, pale? The palm of my hand is darker than them. You know what I'm saying? Like, blonde hair, scorching sun, high temperatures, and blue eyes. You know that the darker the eyes, the more melanin is receptive. So it doesn't even, mathematically looking at it, doesn't even equal anything. It just equals a big lie. You understand? So to be frustrated about a lie just means that you're not believing the truth. Once you understand the truth, the lie won't affect you. So we have to really bring ourselves forward in a true concept of understanding when it comes to Jesus the Christ. Now, the easiest thing that we can do is to sit above the lie from the throne of truth. Because trying to get the colonial system to do what we need is only putting our future in the hands of another man. So we don't need them to do anything at this point. We've accepted what they've given us, and because we are adept geniuses by genetic code, we can display and redisplay this to ourselves. We don't need them to acknowledge anything. At most, we just have to decide on what we're going to do next. Because there's so many falsehoods in the concept of looking for someone else to fix a problem that they created. Why not just fix it yourself? Why wait for somebody else to acknowledge the same issue when you can acknowledge it yourself? So when you have this picture of repositioning in your awareness, you open the scripture and recognize that this book is teaching you about your divine self. If the whole world is waiting on Jesus, well, then let them wait. You know what I'm saying? Then let them wait. And the wait is going to be long and heavy, because that's exactly what wait is. It's heavy. And what they're carrying is a burden. It's a mental, psychological, and emotional lie that allows for an individual to see their higher self as the colonizer himself. Take it however you like. That's none of my business. My business is to speak the time. Y'all can check the clocks. So, I'm going to continue to teach and share and assist people in recognizing God within themselves. And also use a scripture that they hoped to demoralize us and keep us away from our own awareness as the same tool that was going to be used to free ourselves from our own selves, from our personhood, that the ego that has accepted all of these lies. That is what we're freeing ourselves from. We don't have no enemy out there. Our enemy is on the inside right now, and we also need to align to the construct in which this system, the societal system operates, so that we can operate it ourselves. Besides those two routes, I don't know anything else to tell y'all. It's not about grabbing no guns. It's about being in possession of your own consciousness. Scripture says, seek ye first the kingdom, and all else shall be added unto you. Why is that? Well, because you cannot change your reality if you are not coordinating your own thoughts. Your thoughts are being coordinated by the news, the media, the emotions of unhealed people, or however else, and that is not going to assist you in creating any other thing but the thing you're focused on. So we have to get defocused from the matrix and refocus on our own culture, our own heritage. Now, people say culture, heritage, however you like it. It's more so about bringing the individual into a healed place where they don't use the past to define the future. Because that is how history repeats itself. It doesn't repeat itself because it does by so nature. It does repeat itself because the individuals who are thinking are not thinking of anything else but the past. That's why history repeats itself. We are quantum computers, and everything that enters into us, we project it into the next moment. So we need to put our future in our focus, and we need to build for oneself. With that being said, I love y'all. Stay uplifted. Peace.